As of December 2021, Social Justice Ireland recorded that there were 661,000 people in this state trapped in poverty. More than 210,000 of these people were children. And that's a scandal in our time, that you would have children, hundreds of thousands of them, being born into poverty and living their youth in poverty. And what it means for each one of those children is that they will have a radically reduced opportunity in their lives. They will have radically reduced health in their lives. They will have most likely a reduced life expectancy as well as a result of it. And one of the forming documents of this state is the Proclamation of the Irish Republic, which very clearly states that we as a country must cherish all the children of the nation equally. And in this, on those figures, this state is absolutely failing those individuals. You have obviously a confluence right now of crisis happening in this country between COVID, the climate crisis, and obviously the Ukrainian crisis as well. But lost in all of that is a whole generation of Irish people who are suffering radically from poverty. And one of the major causes of that poverty is income inequality. And just the figures are incredible. 133,000 plus people are trapped in poverty whilst working. Now, I believe it's absolutely morally wrong to ask anybody to work 40 hours a week, to do their best to give their labour and their energy to an employer for 40 hours a week, and then give them a wage which does not allow them pay for the key needs of their lives. That a person is working full-time and getting a wage that doesn't cover housing, health, education and food is absolutely wrong. And in truth, it smacks as a form of slavery in our time that we would ask people to work such a length of time and force them at the same time into poverty, at the same time into debt. And it's not happening by accident, Minister. It's happening because of the economic system that is built in this country. A recent study by the Economic and Social Research Institute, which examined the distribution of income in the state, found that 36% of households reported an income of less than €15,000 a year. A third of the households in this state, less than 15,000. Now, the outcomes of this is to be seen, that we have 9,800 people who are homeless currently, a 23% increase on 2021. And 115 homeless people in Dublin died on the streets last year. 115. And when you ask the government how many people died in the streets of the other towns and cities in this state, the government gives a shrug, because the government doesn't know, because the government doesn't collect those figures. We don't even record the number of people who are dying on the streets of homelessness in the other towns and cities in the country. And yet, parallel to this experience, we have a concentration of wealth into fewer and fewer hands at the upper ends of the income spectrum. So the rich are definitely getting richer, while the poor are suffering such levels of poverty at the moment. And it's been done because of the lack of proper payment and wages, first of all, to people, and also through a taxation system that allows for wealth to migrate continuously into the most wealthy. And just final point on this, the government are actually leading the way on this. The differentials in salary in the civil service is an example of all that's wrong. The wages that Robert Watt and Paul Reid are getting in this country are multiples of what those at the lower end of the civil service are experiencing. The government itself is leading to wealth inequality where it is the employer themselves.
Next.